Oh, and we're back again. Okay, so welcome back everybody to part 2 of the Jak and Daxter illustration. We had to break that up, so some of you guys are you've been here the entire time. Welcome back, thank you for staying. Let's finish this bad boy up. Let's get this done. Thanks, Blue Lip. Let's knock this one out. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling great. Knocking out a whole illustration in one night, that's quite a task. But I'm feeling good. Feeling it. I'm feeling it, Mr. Krabs. Alright. Let's go. Alright. Now, what I want is a picture of Daxter. Longest break between parts ever. I know, right? Oh wow, thank you, Ghost. Thank you for hosting, buddy. Alright. This orange furry little dude has got some things he's got to take care of. He's a man with a plan and without pants. But that's okay. Alright. So I want him to be more of a yellowish orange, honestly. That's more Daxter. And let's get a little bit of a yellow thing going on. Yeah, that's the color. Alright. Bring that in. Bring that about. Get that little fuzz in there. Alright. Now for his face. Oh man. Alright. Get in there. Get in there, Dax. And like I said as before, any questions for anybody that may be new to part 2 of the stream, feel free to ask questions. And for those of you that are watching the VOD, feel free to ask questions there too. If you got questions for me, shoot. Chris, if I don't see it, Chris will tell me to remind me that, hey, there's a question for you. You gotta do it. You gotta do the answers. Do your teaching thing. Alright. Let's get his little bit of blue in there for his nose. A little bit of white. For that. Bring that in and do that as well. Ask questions everywhere. It looks like they both have blue eyes, so that's what we're getting them. That's what you're getting. Alright. Get that. It's probably the best I've ever drawn Daxter. I mean, it's one of the few only times I've drawn Daxter, but still one of the best times I've ever drawn Daxter. Do that. And goes there. And I'm not sure what color Daxter's goggles are. He's got goggles. I'm gonna assume they're red. I'm gonna assume they're the same color as Jak. That would make sense. Why wouldn't they have the same, you know, why would they have the same thing? They're buds. More blood goggles. Blood goggles everywhere. I should know this. I played Daxter. I should know what the goggle colors are. It's lore. It's Jak lore. The most important of lore. Part of me wanted to also name this stream like, I know it's an art stream, was like, what if I labeled this Jak and Daxter? Would that be facetious? I didn't even pronounce that word right. I feel like it would. It'd be a little misguided, but it's still about Jak and Daxter. There's no like, Jak and Daxter's the game, but this is the fan art that we're doing type of deal, unfortunately. Grab that. I don't want to mislead people. Not playing the game, just drawing the game. let's get a little bit of highlight in there. A little bit right there. A little bit right there. Yeah. Yeah. There we go. As long as it's classified in the art category, it would be their fault for not reading. That's the right mentality. Reading? No one does that anymore. Except me, who was reading earlier today. I was reading Sherlock Holmes. I really need to finish that volume. Getting close. It's a thick-ass book, though. There's a lot of content in it. Let's go get that other point in there. Nice. There we go. Get that glove. Nice, nice, nice. Nice, 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 nice. Oh, at them, I mean, oh, Sam, how do I convince the last 3 people to break the Couchling tie for near? You can't, no, I cannot be a factor. I will be happy to play whatever gets played. Whether that is Grim Dawn, or whether that is Nier Automata. I will be happy with either choice. Now, mind you, Mike will probably be the one playing Grim Dawn, because he's a huge Diablo fan, and so is Chris, so it would be awesome to see them play through that game together. I think they would have loads of fun with that game. That said, keep pushing for Nier. I would like to play that game at some point, but I will be more than happy with whatever you Couchlings decide. Alright. I typically don't do this with characters, but I feel like Daxter needs it. I feel like he needs the pupil. He needs that. That's just part of his charm. Jak II. Jak II. Get that little anime eye going in there. Let's see, does that work? Yeah, that works. Get that Sonic the Hedgehog vibe going on in there. Have they done any together without Chris? What do you mean? Any, what? If you could record any game with Mike, what would you record? What would I record? Fighting games, which is what I'm trying to make happen. We're gonna try and do some fighting games recording with me and Mike together. The only reason me and Mike don't record together is because we hate each other. No, I love Mike. Mike's my bud. Mike's my bro. Is because Mike works nights. So when he works afternoons and then he gets off late at night. So when Chris and Mike record, they record at they start at 11 o'clock at night and then they end when I'm waking up and going to work. That's the only reason. And then Mike can't usually come over the weekends because that's the only time he gets to spend with his, you know, with his lady, so, and his family. So, you know, it just doesn't work out. But I'm trying to get Mike. It won't happen this time, but probably sometime, maybe next month or the month after, there'll be some me and Mike episodes. Maybe me and Mike duking it out, playing some fighting games together, kicking some butt, getting our butts kicked, all that proverbial good stuff. Daxter looks good. He does have Otzel paws. I know he has something on the other sides. I think he has little brown feeties. Let me do that over this because I don't want to. Get that in there. He has little pads for his feet. And he does have on his arms little yellow stripes. So I guess he doesn't have what I thought he had. He doesn't have that orange. That's just orange there. Alright. Get that out. And I think it's not done. It's not done yet. I think he is good though. I don't think, in terms of flats, I think Daxter is. I think he's there. I don't think he needs anything else. I think I might add a stylistic touch, which will be going to this brush. And I think I kind of want to make them darker. Do I like that? Nah. I think I want to do that for... Oop. I think I want to do that for some, but not specifically there. Let's do it for... Let's do it for that. Yeah, I like that better. Maybe even a little bit in there. Yeah, that's it. Just kind of going in and slowly fixing up little areas. Sorry if I'm being a little unattentive. Let me look back at chat. Games that interest me. Me and Mike do have pretty similar tastes in games, actually. The games that Chris and Mike tend to play together aren't all the games that Mike likes to play, actually. Mike really likes The Witcher. Mike loves Pokemon. Mike actually likes a lot of the same games that I like, surprisingly. Just the games that Chris and Mike tend to play are more action heavy because it is something that appeals to both of them. That's the one facet of Mike. But Mike has a very diverse palette in terms of games he likes. Now, like Chris, he does like his first-person shooters way more than I do. But Mike actually likes a lot of the same type of games that I like as well. Now, he's not like someone that likes Undertale or anything like that, though I don't think he's ever played it. Chris is the only person I know that has like an adverse opinion to that game. But Chris doesn't like those kind of off-the-wall, super ridiculous type of humorish games. He likes more structure for the most part, which is fine. You know, I get that. He makes very valid points for why he doesn't like it. It's why he doesn't like Alice in Wonderland, which I love, because it is very much that kind of zany, off-the-wall humor that doesn't always appeal to everybody. Let's get some shadows in here. Just little touches like this are gonna make the difference. I like chaotic humor too, Blue, but you know, it doesn't appeal to everybody, and I get that. I think Undertale sometimes does it a little too much, but I like its oddball sense of humor. It appeals to me. That's why that game spoke to me, and probably why I get along with children so much. Because children seem to like that game a lot too. I have yet to meet a kid that did not like Undertale that played it. It's very much their generation. That said, adults can like it too. I'm living proof. One of the things that this game originally had, Jak and Daxter, I felt like was a very much a comic book design approach to it. And that's one reason why I'm kind of adding these thick blacks. Because it kind of just, I think, adds to that aesthetic. And also just, in general, I'm a big proponent of shadows and thicker line work. Very much influenced by like Powerpuff Girls, Dexter's Laboratory, Samurai Jack, which while it doesn't use thick lines, you know, it still maintains a lot of that kind of, it takes that original philosophy but just strips it of its line work and then keeps those big broad shapes. There we go. I didn't dislike Undertale, but I don't think I ever got it. And that makes sense too. Like, there's nothing wrong with that, Blue. Not every game, not every movie, not every piece of media is going to speak to people. And that's why we're so lucky to have so much different cool stuff that we can all be into. Like Steven Universe, I kind of liked it, and then it fell off hard for me. But there are plenty of people that love that show, and I'm never going to be like, that's a trash show. It's like, it's not. It doesn't give me what I wanted out of Steven Universe, and that's totally fine. I was expecting something else, and it didn't really do what I wanted it to be. There's nothing wrong with that at all. Alright, I think other than I might be ready to merge this one down with that previous layer. This needs a little bit more massaging. Which I thought, oh, hey Advadi, good to see you, dude. Welcome to the art stream. We're tailing ending this thing, but it's coming together. I think Jak is good. I think that line work looks solid. I think now it's just time to, I think I can just, yeah, I can merge these two together. Let's start changing that color of this. Nice, 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 nice. And this is gonna look really dark, but trust me, when I add another layer on top of it, it's gonna change a lot of this. So bear with me. Let's get to this. Let's change this to an overlay. Oh, that's something I need to do. I need to add, let's go with, I need to grab this. I'm doing better. I'm still not 100% at body, but thank you. It's just taking forever to kick. Yeah, I'm still not at 100%, but I'm getting there. That's way too dark. I need this to be lighter. A little bit of shadows for those teeth. There we go. Oh, I caught an error. You almost snuck past me. You thought I wouldn't see you hanging out there in the corner. Well, think again. I'm an idiot. I totally could have missed that. Alright, which one of you is this? Nope, that's not it. I want this, and I want this. There we go. Every time I sit down to do art, I'm gonna make this simple. Why do I lie to myself? Yeah, this is for the thumbnail. It's okay, so there's no good Jak and Daxter artwork really out there. That's not entirely true. But there's none of it that is non-fan art for the most part. They all look kind of weird and pixelated. So Chris asked me if I could draw Jak and Daxter. I was like, yeah, I can do that. And then I wanted to do an illustration. Because I was like, oh, it's going to need a background. Because it's going to look weird if it doesn't have a background. So I kind of went ham. Kind of just felt like I love these characters so much. They're such a big part of my childhood that I just wanted to do them right. I don't want to do them dirty. I wanted to do them the right way. So I made sure that I started doing this. Now, probably shouldn't have. But, you know, probably only going to take like about another half an hour and then we'll be done. We're getting towards the tail end of this. Kind of get it? Tail end. Somebody slapped me. Can't help it though. Getting super close to the end. So it was only about a 4-hour illustration. When all things said and done, 4 to 5 hours, not too bad. I think I can get this down faster in the future. The 14 one that'll, you know, be streamed again at some point. That's gonna be a beast. That's gonna be a while. My hand is definitely starting to feel it for this because I haven't done a 4-hour illustration straight like this in a while. That's not a bad thing, but I still got to do this. I got to do this area. All right. Let's take a break from them. That is way too light. That's better. Alright, let's get that rock. And then let's get this rock right here. You know, I think for this one, I need to handle the shadows by hand, actually. Normally, I don't. I just use a color filter but because the way I did this illustration, I think I need to handle these ones by hand. Alright, let's make you a little bit bluer. That's not the idea. Do you do commissions? Yes, I do. Now, I can't be commissioned for a video game, but if you wanted to, like, commission me for, like, an illustration, to show off that product, sure, I am totally for hire for that. But in terms of taking on a whole game project, I have way too many other, like, projects that I'm currently involved in to even begin to think of taking on a game project, as much as fun as it would be. I'm currently working on a bunch of stuff. Like, I'm working on a side project with my brother. I'm so freaking, I'm not swamped because I'm doing it because I want to. But yeah, I'm definitely not able to take on new projects. But in terms of being paid for doing small illustration work, yeah, I'm totally for hire for that. Wait, why did the icon switch to bit leader? Oh, I don't know. That's weird. Not sure, Valentara. So yeah, you can always DM me on Discord about, like, details and stuff like that. A couple people have asked me for commissions, and I can tell you the price. I will tell you off the bat though, if it's just an illustration stuff, I have an hourly rate, which is around, like, it's about 35 to 40 bucks an hour, and I'll give you an estimate based on that, if you're interested. I mean, if you send me to my 10 more minutes email, that's fine too. That's more than fine. Yeah, my project with my brother is coming along well. He doesn't want to share anything yet. As soon as we can, you guys will definitely know about it. Not hiding it from you guys, but it's just not. It's not at a level that is presentable. So once it's at that level, don't worry, you guys will know about it. I'm working on a project with my brother. I'm gonna do like a printout book that I'm gonna be sending to studios and stuff like that. As well. So, like, I've got a couple things in the works. I'm working on like a small book based on my Goblin and Yeti character that I'll be releasing probably through Lulu or something like that. It's mostly going to be used as a thing to not necessarily, I don't want to say marketing because that sounds kind of dirty, but it'll be used as a flyer almost to be sent out to studios and animation studios to potentially get me more work. So that's one of the functions of that, but also it's going to be a genuine art book of that concept. So, like, I'll show it off to you guys Couchlings, and if you guys like it, it won't be expensive. It'll probably only be like it'll only be probably like under 20 bucks, because Lulu's not that expensive. But when that becomes a thing, it'll be like a bunch of character designs, bunch of illustrations. It'll be like 30 illustrations when it's done, all about that, all about those characters. So, like, it'll be a legitimate art book about my original property. And that's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to that. Alright, cool. That grass is good. Where's that shadow? Let's pump that up. Well, your Twitter bio said that sending... Yeah, no. That's the one to send it to, Edvadi. You're one of the few people that has my Twitter, and we're going to pretty much at this point just make a thing on the Discord so I can link people and be like, hey, if you want to go check out more of my art, this is where it's at. That is my business email. Like, that's the one that, like, I prefer all my art stuff to go to, because it just makes it easier for me to track. I had to make that email about a year ago because it was just getting too confusing to maintain all of that stuff on the one email that I had with my personal email and whatnot, so I made a special email. So yeah, good on you. That is the one. And I will get back to you. I'll look at it later tonight. And I'll probably get back to you tomorrow. But yeah, in general, like, I do take commissions. It depending on how complex the illustration is, you know, it can range, it can vary. But yeah, my hourly is about $40 an hour. So for an illustration of like this level, it takes about 5 to 6 hours, something like that. And you can do the math. That's about what it'll cost. Oh wow, thank you, Deviant Bread. Oh, did I? Oh, that's right. You emailed me. I'm so under the weather. I can't remember. I mean, yeah, you're right. Yes, I did, because I got back to you right now. So yeah, that's the basics. So yes, I do take commissions. I just don't take animation commissions, and I don't take game project commissions, because those are too hard to budget, and it's too much money to ask of one person. If it was a company, it was different. The company could pay me as much as they want. But yeah, in terms of like low base, no, let's say low base. In terms of like single clientele that aren't working for a big firm or something like that, I don't feel comfortable usually doing those big of projects. One, because they're hard to measure in terms of how much time it's gonna take. There's too many variables, especially with animation. I'm good at gauging how long an illustration is gonna take. I am not good at gauging how long an animation is going to take, because there's too many variables. I can think I can do it well, I can think I've got it under control, and then it can kind of just get completely not out from under me, because I know I'll be able to do it, but in terms of the hours it'll take, I don't have a great way of understanding how long certain things are going to take me to take from start to finish. If it was just me doing the basics of like, oh yeah, this is takes this long to like do the roughs for the animation, I could do that, but like that with all the other stuff, it's a lot to figure out. Alright, this is like the color layer, and then I'm gonna take this again. I'm gonna go image, adjustment, hue and saturation, lighten that up. And there's no hard feelings either way. Like, I understand that it's a lot of money, but I just, in terms of like the reason why it's budgeted that way is because, you know, I have to pay taxes on it. It's a huge amount of time investment on mine, and my time is at this point super limited because of how much stuff we do for the channel. So I always have to take that in conjunction with, you know, other stuff in my life. Now we get to do some fun stuff though. We get to add, I forgot, this is gonna have some precursor light, because why wouldn't it? It's gonna glow, baby. It's gonna glow red hot. Now, I probably want to do something like that. Yeah, if I had a choice, man, I would live for a century. I would live for 3 centuries and just be able to do art constantly, do projects. There's so many projects I want to do too. It's always hard finding the time. Like this year, I want to get animated short done, the project with my brother, the book, and then eventually, after I finish the animated project, I would love to start my comic idea that I have. I've had one since college that I've been wanting to do for a long time, and I feel like I'm finally at the point now where I could do it, where I could illustrate it and it would be exactly the kind of thing that I want it to be. I feel like I'm finally ready in terms of an artist to like really get that last bit of effort, that last bit of That last bit, I just needed to get that last bit of knowledge, and I feel like I've finally gotten that. I feel like I've gotten to a point where I can draw backgrounds well enough. I can do backgrounds well enough that I could make a comic, and I would be happy with it. I think I finally found a technique that allows me to do it with enough speed and accuracy to draw something sequentially as well. Thanks. Valentara, I appreciate it. So I assume you're all going to play a Jak and Daxter game in chat? Yes, Advadi. So Jak and Daxter got voted by the Couchlings for our Patreon, which I'm super excited for, and we just recorded that yesterday. But yeah, all the artwork for Jak and Daxter is kind of dated and doesn't look that great. There's no, like, they didn't do a, like, HD release of, like, artwork from back in the day, because all of it was bad scans. They don't really have access to it like they do now with modern games where it's saved on PSD files and stuff. Yeah. The Goblin thing, that's the idea, Advadi, is that the hijinks property that I made is what I'm going to make into a book. That is going to be, yeah, that's going to be the thing. This turned out really nice. If I was doing if this was going to be for more than just that, I would probably add, like, the fishing village and, like, add more stuff in there just to filter it out, because it's a little bit of an empty space. But based on the 4 hours that I had for doing this, this turned out pretty ballin'. Yeah, that has been, I think that's good. I think that is a solid completion level. I think the only thing that's left is, usually what I do is I'll take this, copy and paste it, and then I'll do a filter, blur, and I'll usually add a little bit of lens blur to it too. So let that filter in, and gives it a little bit of grain. I'll do soft lights, up that a little bit more. I just want a little bit of film grain, and then it's time to kind of make some lighting adjustments, and then we're pretty much there, boys and girls. This is how I make an illustration. Now, if there's, you know, more stuff, and you gotta fit the title and the faces, so the empty space, it will not be. But I'm also gonna post this as just an illustration, because yeah, I didn't spend 5 hours not to post this somewhere. I don't like showing off, but I will if I have to. And this is kind of just like my filter layer. Sometimes it's just like random colors, just kind of getting the feeling of what I want to do. And this will be just to kind of like set as like, not soft light, but not that. But I'll kind of go through, no, not subtraction. I'll just kind of go through things and see what pumps it up just ever so slightly. Hard mix actually might be the one that I'm looking for. I want to channel that like crazy, not manic, but Jak and Daxter is a very bright game, and I want to channel some of that energy. Let's do a little bit of darkening the edges. And then, for the coup de grace, I think it has two. I'm really happy with this. Turned out nice. Now, for the signature, on a separate layer, S, F, my initials, and then I have not figured out a good way to do 2020 yet. So, for the meantime, that'll be my 2020. I'm gonna jam that in the corner. Because I like having my signature on it, but at the same time, I like art pieces when they don't have it. I don't know. Alright, boys and girls, that has been the Jak and Daxter art stream. This will be appearing with the Couchling's Choice, and I hope you guys enjoy the series. I'm having fun playing with Chris. Show up and watch it so we can play more of it and finish it off, and maybe potentially even do more of the Jak and Daxter franchise. Though I don't know if there'll be an illustration for each one. There's better art for those ones. Those ones probably won't have another illustration. This was a monumental task, but I've enjoyed every second of it. So have a good night, everybody, and I will catch you guys all later. Beep, bop, boop.